Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ryan, Michigan Storm Chasers here. It's a mild Wednesday here in the state of Michigan. We're going to go over a few different things here in regards to our future outlooks here. We do have a thunderstorm risk for tomorrow night. We do have a severe risk out to our west in Illinois and Wisconsin and Iowa there. So we're going to go over a few different things here. We're also going to take a peek at the look ahead into the mid and later parts of February, and then looking at a few other in-depth timing for some rain and stuff like that. So go ahead and get started here. We're looking at your SPC outlook. We have not looked at this in a while. It's been months. This is your severe risk. Now, we see that darker green area out in Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa. They have a severe risk, low-end severe risk out there for tornadoes, wind, and hail. We do not expect that to impact Michigan at all. Okay, I'll go ahead and put that out there right now. There is a chance we could get some gusty winds, but other than that, I don't expect anything severe at all here in Michigan, really. Just maybe a stronger wind gust or two later on the evening on Thursday. We'll go over the radar and stuff like that a little bit later on. So first and foremost, that is your risk here, but I want to highlight out west, we have that severe risk, but all around that in the lighter green, we have a thunderstorm risk. So all of the UP is included in that risk. Gaylord, Roscommon, Alpena included in that risk. Mount Pleasant, you're in the risk. Alma, you're just on the border of that risk, all the way down toward Grand Rapids, borderline Kalamazoo, down into Benton Harbor area. So if you're in that light green area, you do have a thunderstorm risk for tomorrow afternoon and evening, particularly toward the evening time frame. We're talking probably after 4 or 5 p.m., closer to probably 9 o'clock. I'll go ahead and put that out there. So that is going to be for those areas in green. Now, for the areas in white over on the central and east parts of the state here, they're not currently expecting thunderstorms to make it that far to the east. Do you think the instability and the overall dynamics are better off to the west? I would agree with that, looking at some models and stuff like that. But there is a chance that could shift a little bit further east if we have some instability hanging around in the overnight hours on Thursday. And again, Friday, depending on how Thursday plays out, we could see another round of showers and potential storms for those areas that didn't see storms on Thursday night. So it's going to highly depend on how Thursday plays out, though. It's not a guarantee slam dunk for Friday, but Friday morning and afternoon does look like another chance for showers and thunderstorms in the state here. Nothing severe is expected either day here in the state, but again, I wouldn't be surprised to see a stronger wind gust or two, just because we're already kind of expecting those southwest winds to be right around 25 to 30 miles per hour sustained through the day. So the chance is there for an isolated maybe 40 or 50 mile per hour gust. Now, we don't get severe until we get over 58 miles per hour. So it's not going to be severe, not expecting that at all, but there is a chance that we could get a stronger wind gust. Now, looking at some of these hour by hour models here. Now, the HRRR model is actually, this is the NAM. We'll go ahead and switch over here to the HRRR. Here we go. Let's go ahead and take a Midwest look here. There we go. This is your simulated radar for tomorrow, going through this evening into tomorrow morning. Here we see some showers and storms out to our west. Now, the severe risks in place for this secondary line here. This model does have a first line here that starts moving toward Michigan. This is at noon tomorrow our time, or sorry, 11 a.m. our time. This would be noon right here. And then 1 p.m., we start seeing those showers, potential storms crossing Lake Michigan into West Michigan there. And then their severe risk is out there in Iowa and Illinois and Wisconsin. That's a secondary line we're going to have to watch there as that kind of develops right around that 7 p.m. time frame. Now, notice we still have some showers and storms all the way up in the northern part of Michigan, the UP there. Again, nothing severe in Michigan at all is expected. The severe risk is out to the west. But then this line, we'll have to kind of watch that a little bit more closely as that line is expected to become at least marginally severe according to the SPC, and that will push our way later on the evening, but won't reach Michigan until probably 11 p.m. or after that time frame. And if it does reach Michigan, it could drop maybe some small hail and some gusty winds with it. But again, no severe weather is expected with that line. Looking at a new model that we have, the RRFS, which is going to be replacing our models that we use. So it's a developmental model we're kind of using, gives us an idea of what this model is thinking. Similar story to what the HRRR is showing. We go ahead and move this through Thursday. We see that first initial line here a little bit lighter on this model. We do see some yellows there pop up in West Michigan. This is, again, Thursday evening. We see some showers and storms up there toward Big Rapids, Ludington, all the way up towards Mackinac. But take notice over here in Illinois, we have those stronger storms around Rockford, Illinois there. Those push our way here over the next couple hours. or should I say, over the evening hours of Thursday, and they do reach West Michigan. And this model does have some of those reds, so some stronger storms are showing up here on this model here, and that does correlate well. If we go ahead and switch over here to the instability product, we do see some instability in the area of these storms. So if we can get some overlapping of the instability with these storms that arrive, this is at midnight on Thursday slash Friday morning, we may get a stronger gust or two, maybe some small hail with this, but again, nothing severe expected with these storms. Okay, I'll go ahead and make that point of emphasis right now. Nothing severe is expected, but a stronger storm, it cannot be ruled out for sure. With that being said, that's going to be right around the best chance for thunderstorms in Michigan. Going back to the map here, if you're in that light green area, it's going to be anywhere after 4 to 5 p.m. Thursday evening. And then if the stronger storm is going to occur, it'd be better off closer toward that midnight time frame. But again, a very low chance of that happening right now. That is going to be your thunderstorm risk for Thursday evening. Now, for Friday morning, these models don't really handle things very well that far out. We're still 48 hours. It only goes out to 7 a.m. on Friday. Right now, the all shows clear. Radar, although there is going to be moisture, there is going to be potential for some sun out, so it could heat the surface up to right around the mid 50s again for a large portion of the state. So we could see with that cold front swinging through some more showers and storms take place on Friday. But right now, the idea of that is just an idea. We don't really have any confirmation, or just typical meteorological knowledge would say that we have a chance, given there's moisture, given there's a trigger with lift and stuff like that. You can get some showers and storms going again. It's a possibility, but we'll have more information on that tomorrow for sure for you guys on Friday. Now, that is for tomorrow. That is for Friday morning. Let's go ahead and take a peek at what's to come for the mid to later parts of February. Now, we always say we don't like to forecast more than 3 days out. Now, that is applied to snowfall, it's applied to severe weather, stuff like that. But when it comes to overall large-scale synoptic patterns for like the United States as a whole, we're pretty good at pinpointing things 2-3 weeks in advance. So we do have some knowledge and some insight on what's to come for February. Now, if you are a winter lover, you're going to love what I'm going to say. But if you're a spring or summer lover, you're going to hate me for this. All right. Switching over here to the temperature graph, I want you to take notice here. This is a GFS, and those pinks and whites and purples and blues are going to be your colder temperatures, and your mild temperatures are there in the yellow, orange, and then maybe some green. Greens are like 40 degrees or so. But we're going to go ahead and run this through. This is current as of this morning. We're going to run this through. We're going to watch this cold front here swing across. Their low pressures over here, just over into the Canada, north of Wisconsin there. That's going to swing that cold front through on Friday, which is going to be a focus for more showers and storms that we've been talking about. But with that, the last day of some milder temperatures this Friday, we see southern Michigan may make a run at 60 degrees. We get some sunshine out. So 60 degrees is definitely possible on Friday, but only if we get sun out. After that, though, we're going to majorly cool down here. Watch this cold air in Canada. It starts to fill in here. It doesn't really protrude very far into the U.S. just yet, but wait until early next week. We do have another secondary system we're watching here for Monday or Tuesday that does look like it's going to go south of Michigan right now. But if it shifts to the north, we could be talking some snow for southern Michigan. So keep that in mind for Monday and Tuesday. But if I go ahead and go further into mid-February here towards February 15th, we see that colder air start to protrude further south into the U.S. And boom, there we go. Here comes the cold. There we go. Another blast of cold air is in Michigan here, right around that February 16th to right around February 20th. And that's going to stick around for some time there. We do see these temperatures right here, right around 10 degrees out there to our west. But here in Michigan, we're kind of insulated by the lakes. We're more so toward that 15 to 25 degree mark. So we do have cold air coming back. That is definitely supported by a few what we call teleconnections. Our Arctic oscillation, we see it go into the negative here. We see it turn very negative here. Notice February 16th down here at the bottom where I'm circling my mouse, all the way to about February 21st, we see a really good pattern here for some cold. Now, what that's going to do, if we get any storm system that can align with this, we could be talking more snow. But again, it does not appear like we're going to have very many systems to work with right now. But again, we're still a long ways out. The pattern does support a few systems. So we could be talking some snow chances here mid to late February. But again, a little bit too far out to pinpoint that. But the temperatures do support snow if we can get systems to move through. That cold will likely last into early March as we see this teleconnection model, the Arctic Oscillation. It does stay negative all the way through the period. It comes back positive right around March 12th, but that's a long ways off. We usually typically look for about 2 to 3 weeks in advance, which would put us right around that mid to late February range. So through February, we're expecting this to remain negative, which is going to allow more colder air into the United States, which would support more colder air for us here in Michigan, if that makes sense. And then also for your next 15 days of temperatures here, we see this based out of Lansing. We use Lansing as a middle point here just because it's the center point of the state. We see that warm up here, 54 and 55 for Thursday and Friday. We see Saturday at 46 and it drops off from there, 30s. We do see a 42-degree stat there on Wednesday. February 14th for Valentine's Day. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case or not, but otherwise, we're going to be cooling off here. And we see a really good dive into the teens there right around that February 18th. So the GFS is also in agreement with this cold pattern coming up. How cold? I think it's still yet to be kind of determined here. I think we're going to be right between that 20 and 30-degree range for most of us here. Maybe lows in the teens, maybe a day or so with a high in the teens. But overall, it's going to be nothing like what we had a few weeks ago where we had negative 25 wind chills. Not expecting that at all, but there is going to be a lot more colder air than what we're used to. We're getting a really good taste right now of some mild El Nino winter, and that's going to go away very, very soon. Long term, though, how long it sticks around, I'm going to say probably to the end of February at least, probably into early March. But again, past that time frame, I don't want to go into that. That's too far away. With that being said, I covered everything I wanted to cover. The chat is quiet. So if you guys have questions, I'll stay on here for right around 5 or so minutes, answer some questions if you guys have any. But otherwise, that is your forecast for tomorrow, for Friday, and then also the extended forecast here through mid to late February. You guys are way too quiet today. What's up, Julie? Yeah, go ahead and rewatch it. 10-minute video covers a lot between tomorrow, Friday, and then mid to late February there. No problem, Krista. Good morning, Blanca. Good morning, Angelina. Good morning, Chris. Or good afternoon. Everybody's saying morning. It's afternoon. You guys are tricking me here. It's afternoon. So good afternoon, guys. Thank you for watching and thank you for joining. If you guys are just hopping on, I go suggest to rewatch this video. It's only 10 minutes long. It covers thunderstorm risk for tomorrow, potential for Friday, and then also long-term mid to late February. No, Jordan Flynn is not in that thunderstorm risk at all. Sherry, you are leaving Michigan at a good time, although you may sneak a couple days in there with cooler temperatures. I know that model of February 18th was really pinpointing at 18 degrees for a high, so you may get a little taste of that Arctic winter again, but you're leaving at a good time for sure, Sherry. I'm jealous of you going to Hawaii. Good afternoon, Kelly. No problem, Debbie. No problem, Mary. This is what I love doing here. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer those. Otherwise, I'm going to hop off here in a few minutes. Not really, Nicole. There could be a stronger storm or two. Very low chance of that happening in western Michigan towards, we'll say, Grand Rapids, Lansing area. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think anything that does happen will just be a random rumble of thunder. But just given the models are kind of throwing out there some elevated instability there on the surface with storms coming in, there's a possibility we could get, some gusty winds. But again, even if we do get gusty winds and small hail, I don't expect it to be severe at all. Remember, for severe weather, the winds have to be above 58 miles per hour, and for hail, it has to be over a quarter or an inch in diameter, which is pretty significant hail. So, not expecting that at all. Inkster is not currently in any thunderstorm risk, Kelly. If there's going to be storms over that way, it's more than likely going to be Friday morning / Friday afternoon, but confidence in that happening is low. So right now, I'm going to say your risk over on the east side is quite low. We'll have more information on how Friday looks tomorrow, just because models are not really pinpointing that far in advance. We only run out 48 hours out on this model. So thank you, Red Dozer. I appreciate that. Guys, if you have a question, go ahead and ask it, Red. If you guys are going to throw super chats at us, feel free to ask a question in super chat. We'll do our best to answer it. What's up, Ben? What is your timing for storms in Illinois on Thursday and how might they affect Michigan? So I covered that at the start of the video. We'll go back though. Looking at 2 rounds, according to the RFS model, I'm going to use this model and hope it's right. Typically, we don't like to use these newer models, but it's been developed pretty well, I think, for over the course of the winter. It did pretty well during the winter time as well. So looking at this, we're looking at a time frame for Northern Illinois right around, we see a first initial line here early afternoon, probably 1 2 p.m. local time, but then we see that secondary line right around 5 to 8 p.m. out there, Ben. I'd say 5 to 8 p.m. in Illinois is going to be your sweet spot there, right around that Rockford to um, Moline area. I don't know how you pronounce that. But how is going to affect Michigan? We're going to have to kind of wait and see if there's any instability that hangs around, because looking at this model here, we do see these storms travel through Illinois into Michigan here, and they arrive in Michigan right around 11 p.m., 10, 11 p.m. And with that being said, we look at our Cape, our instability. We do have some instability here in West Michigan to work with. So we'll have to kind of watch that carefully. Not expecting anything big with this, but there could be a stronger storm or two with that for sure. But those are going to arrive in Michigan probably closer to 11 p.m. For you, Ben. Got you, Red. Used to watch local news for their storm predictions. Now I like you guys a lot better. You're way more accurate. Yeah, we try to be as accurate as possible. Now, weather's not going to be 100% accurate all the time. We're going to get things wrong. We have gotten things wrong before. That's just the nature of this. But we'd like to inform and educate so you guys know all possible outcomes. And that's really our mission here. It's a possibility. If it's a possibility, you're gonna hear both sides of it. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. If it goes right, it goes right. No severe for Branch, Dwayne. Yeah, Nicole, I would think that the extended forecast, I'm going to say this as a personal perspective, not as a forecast perspective, but personally, I think we're going to see more snow in mid to late February for sure. We have a good pattern for it. Cold temperatures are going to be there. We're likely going to have a system between that time frame, so I think we're going to have a shot. Now, who gets snow, how much snow? I have no idea, but I do think we're going to have more chances for snow for sure. Yeah, Ben, I would if you got the resources, I would go ahead and go, honestly. Cold core setups out there can really surprise, but again, like we talked about that in chat a bit ago. It's February. There's a big bust potential with chasing these types of systems. If you do go, Ben, we could be able to stream. Message me after that. If you do go, um, let me know. Washtenaw County is not in the thunderstorm risk at all for tomorrow. But again, Friday is a different story. We don't have confidence for Friday. We kind of have to kind of wait and kind of see how Thursday night plays out. But there is a chance for more showers and potential storms in that eastern part of Michigan for Friday. It's just not really sure how it's going to evolve yet. Potential for staying dry, Christina, or yeah, Christiane. Am I pronouncing that right? Is it Christiane? Why am I having a hard time pronouncing that? Christiane? Help me out there. How do you pronounce your name? So, Lenawee County here, going through the extended forecast here, looking at the rain chance, we do see some rain tomorrow evening, right around that 5 to 7 p.m. time frame. Now, it's not going to amount to much at all. But Lenawee County is not in a thunderstorm risk, but it is going to have a chance of rain tomorrow evening. The risk right here you have on your screen is a severe and also a thunderstorm risk. It does not entitle to rain. Okay, gotcha, Chris. Wayne County is also not included in the thunderstorm risk. Brandy, you do actually have some potential across the state for some gusty winds, 25, 30 mile per hour. Nothing major with that, but there could be a chance of some gustier winds across most of Michigan just because the low pressure that's going to be moving through is quite strong. So keep that in mind too. Looking at our wind gust here, we do see it pick up. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Thursday afternoon, we see these strong southwesterly winds here, right around 25 to 35 miles per hour. Now, some of these gusts along the lakeshore here could get up to 40 or so, but for southeast Michigan, I think you're going to be mainly between that 25 and 35 mile per hour range. Matt, we are watching a potential system, but right now we'll go ahead and dive into it just a little bit, just because why not? We're looking at the system that's going to pass off about Monday or Tuesday. We could bring some snow to the area if it shifts to the north. Again, this is a big if, and these systems like to shift a lot. We don't really like to predict these things in advance. But looking at the system here, there's our system that moves off on Friday. Then watch the system out of the plains here. This one right here over Oklahoma and Arkansas. It moves up into the area. Now, this model has shifted it further to the north. Keep that in mind there. This is Monday night. We do have some snow here for Monday evening. But again, looking back at a few models, if I go back here to compare previous runs, check this out. It shifted out of Michigan the last run. And then this is where it was 2 runs ago. You see how that's it shifted the entire state of Ohio in 2 runs. This is exactly why we don't like to forecast these things. It shifts, it keeps shifting. Look at this thing shift. It's all over the place. So overall, potential system, yes. Confidence, absolutely not. But we'll watch it though. Jeremy, just some thunderstorms for you guys, if anything. There, you're kind of close to that line, like you mentioned. Potential for storms, yes, but overall, your chance is quite low up there. Yes, everybody here in Michigan should be getting rain tomorrow. Not going to be a lot of rain. It's going to be localized, heavier swaths, probably over in western Michigan, where the heaviest rain is going to be. But overall, not expecting much in the way of significant rain for anybody in Michigan. But there is going to be some rain for sure. It's a really thin line. If you guys missed the model I went over just a little bit ago, I'll go over it again here. It's a really thin line that comes through Thursday evening for a pretty big portion here in Michigan. Looking at this right there, you see, starts in the west here. This afternoon, moves through. Everybody here in Michigan looks to get rain on Thursday tomorrow, and a secondary line, but possible for western and northern Michigan there for sure. But yeah, not going to be a significant amount of rain. If you look at our precipitation accumulation for rain, we're not going to see much of anything here. Yep, just some sprinkles. I'm looking at not even a tenth of an inch for southern Michigan. Looking at up to probably a tenth or two up in northern Michigan. And again, locally higher amounts possible if you guys get into any thunderstorms. No, Damien, not at all. Again, severe weather is not expected anywhere in Michigan. If it's going, if there's going to be a stronger storm, it's going to be over toward the Grand Rapids area. And again, I'm not expecting those stronger storms to become severe storms. If they do, we'll be live for sure. We got you guys covered, but we don't expect that to happen. There's absolutely nothing I want to do more than track storms for you guys. So if it's going to be live, or if it's going to happen, we're going to be live. So if you guys need me informed about it, if it does happen, hop on our page. We'll be covering it. But we're not anticipating that at all. We're going to go ahead and X out some of these. I'm going to hop off here pretty soon. Any more questions, guys? I'll give it about another 60 seconds here. Detroit, Oakland County, not expecting any storms at all. Just some rain for you. But again, Friday morning, Friday afternoon is kind of up in the air still. Potential for some more showers and storms, but unsure at this point. All right, guys, I'm going. No, Whitney. No, it's not coming. I would suggest you rewatch about probably 5 minutes into the video. I start talking about February, mid to late February, what we're going to expect with that. Highly suggest you go back and watch that. I cover that in good detail. So, no, spring is not coming. In the next 2 days, I guess you can say it's coming, but after that, no, we fall back off in the cold. But all right, guys, I'm going to head out here. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. I'd appreciate that. If you guys need to, I highly suggest rewatching the first 10, 11 minutes of this video. I cover everything you need to know in depth. Thanks, guys, for watching.